is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty, behind the camera, and sitting before us is the 2025 Kia Soul in the EX trim, which is actually the top trimmable for 2025. And this one's pretty cool because it is the Soulmate Special Edition. So pretty cool car for us to take a look at today. And also, by the way, it's been almost 10 years since I have filmed a Kia Soul, so here we are back at it. I really do like these things. They are definitely a unique vehicle. But in this video, we're going to be taking a look at all the features this Soul has to offer in this fully loaded trim. On the outside, we'll detail the powertrain and engine. We'll also take a look at the cargo area, the rear seats, and all the technology up on the front seat. So we're going to get a full detailed review of the features on this Kia Soul. And in case you're wondering how this drives, we'll be strapping my GoPro to my head, and we'll be making a separate video on a Kia Soul test drive. So make sure you check my channel, or just wait to the end of the video to see a link for that. But first things first, let's take a look at the headlights up front. When was the last time you saw a brand new car with reflector halogen high and low beams, as well as incandescent turn signals? Well, the Kia Soul has it, but don't worry, full LEDs are available, but definitely looks pretty good all illuminated. And take a look at the kind of upper grille design. It's all kind of closed off, encased in kind of see-through plastic, but there's some chrome elements on the inside. So pretty cool looking front end with our Kia logo, and a much larger lower grille with some more of the chrome accents and the tiger nose front grille, and also some silver accents towards the side, closer to our wheels. Pretty good looking front end, and definitely quite the quirky looking car. And take a look at that, almost a clamshell style hood too. As you can see, it goes down quite a bit from the edges, but nice short hood, and it's got a little cutout in the front there. Now, specific to the Soulmate Special Edition are these pretty cool looking 18-inch wheels, wrapped around 235/45 tires. You have the machined face to the wheel and kind of painted gray pockets, so that's a pretty cool looking wheel on this car. And down the side, we do have some plastic trim to protect this very bright red paint color, and also some silver down below too. Now, another thing that's specific, or somewhat specific, to the Soulmate Special Edition is the black roof. So we have a full black painted roof from the A-pillars back. So that's pretty cool. Even our mirrors are painted black. Now, speaking of our mirrors, we do have blind spot indicators in them right over here. And then we also have smart key entry on both of the front door handles. Pretty cool. And the name of this paint color is Inferno Red. And we have an umber cloth and leather interior. That's a pretty cool color combination here. Taking a look at our window sticker, we have the EX trim, which again is the top trim. Lots and lots of standard features on this trimmable. And then we have the Soulmate Special Edition package for $1,000. That's our wheels, our two-tone exterior color, cloth and Syntex interior, and Harman Kardon audio system. That brings us to a total tab of $27,140. What a deal! We have our gas door on the driver's side, and the quirkiness continues to the rear. Take a look at these rear lights. All incandescent bulbs, just like the front, but definitely really, really cool design. And if we take a step back just a little bit, we kind of have this oval appearance with the glossy black. So we have a little bit of a spoiler up top with your third brake light, and that kind of continues all the way around with a little painted portion in the center. Just really, really cool design for this car. We have the Soul emblem on the back and some black trim, also some silver trim at the very bottom. We have our trunk release and parking camera underneath the lip where your license plate will go. And before we go any further, I'd like to give huge thanks to my friends at Blazius Kia in Watertown, Connecticut, for providing me with this very cool Soul for filming purposes today. What do we guys think about the styling? I want to hear your comments down in the comments section. Very simple powertrain under the hood of the Kia Soul. We have a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder producing 147 horsepower. 132 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty of power to scoot this little car along. It's all hooked up to a continuously variable transmission, or CVT, and front-wheel drive is the only drivetrain available, and this is also the only engine and transmission available. And we will get an acceleration test on our test drive to see if this power plant is adequate. So make sure you check out that video. What do you say we take a look at the rather impressive cargo area of the Kia Soul? We have a little popper right down here, and all you need to do is lift it up about a quarter of the way, and the kind of struts on either side will take over. But actually a pretty good amount of space back there, at least more than I was expecting. Definitely a huge and squared off opening. So looking at the side profile of the car, it really doesn't have any slant back whatsoever. It's just straight on back, which is awesome for cargo space. Now, as you can see, we have a little cargo protector. You can also fold it up like so to fit some taller items in, and you can also fold it up like that in addition to just removing it. So that's cool. You can still have that cargo protector in place, and you can just fold it up if you have some taller items. Underneath the cargo floor, we do actually have quite a bit more storage underneath if you wanted to put some items that you don't really care about with the spare tire. We do have illumination back here, as well as a 12-volt power outlet, tie downs in each corner, and a couple of speakers even back here for the 10-speaker Harman Kardon audio system that this car has. 10 speakers in this car is absolutely outstanding. Speakers sound great. Just a little tidbit of knowledge there while we're back here. Seats do fold down 60-40 split, and when you're done back here, just locate the big giant handle, and it is extremely effortless to put the trunk right on back down. Our first glance at the interior on the Kia Soul is going to be with the rear seats, and we'll start on the rear door with our materials. Now, materials aren't grade A, but we have to remember the price on this vehicle. So we have hard touch up here, there, here, and all the way down at the bottom, but where it counts is this very nice umber colored interior bit. Kind of like almost like a saddle brown color, or like a dark tan, and that is leatherette, so nice and soft right here where your arm is going to rest. Couple of speakers on the rear door, even nice metal door handle, and a little bit of textured trim there, pretty cool. And kind of 2 tiers of little storage pockets right up here and down there next to the larger speaker. Now back here, take a look at these seats. Very nice color to the seats, and again, part of the Soulmate Special Edition. We have a mostly leatherette, or Syntex Kia calls it, interior. So all up here and on the sides of the seats are that Syntex material, and right in the center is nice soft cloth. So that's a pretty nice looking seat there. Now you can also fold down the rear seats with this little handle right there. As you can see, that makes the cargo floor pretty much flat with the back seats, so you can definitely fit a lot of stuff back here with these seats kind of folded down. One more thing you could fold down before we hop in is the kind of armrest back here, and it's got a couple of cup holders. Very nice looking. And it's actually pretty roomy back here, despite the size of this car. Now, I'm about 5'10", so I'm not that tall, but I do have the front seat kind of in a position that would be comfortable for me. And take a look at that. I have quite a bit of room back here. I'd say at least 3-4 inches of legroom if I were to sit behind myself. I even have a couple of USB-C chargers, not much for a drivetrain hump because obviously it's front-wheel drive. And really the only thing you need to go back to the car is the exhaust. We even have a little pocket on the back of the passenger seat. We've got these little quarter windows too to help out with visibility for the driver. We have door handles and illumination up, door handles, I should say, grab handles and illumination up here. Actually a pretty roomy place to be in the back of the Soul. Pretty surprising. What do you say we check out the front next? And take a look at the shape of the driver's door. It's kind of got that little kink right there, hard corner. So that's a pretty cool design element of the Soul, and you can see it matches up right over there with the roof line. But our door panel does have improved materials up front. We now have soft to the touch up here if you like to rest your elbow up top like I do when you're driving, and it's also nice and soft right here with your little umber colored pad there. We again have some more of that textured trim in your metal door handle, as well as all of your mirror adjustments, and they are heated on the EX trim. All of your lock, unlock, window controls, and window lockout for the rear. Again, a couple of speakers for that fantastic Harman Kardon audio system, and a bit more storage on the driver's door. Now on the left of the dash, we have some pretty funky air vent and speaker combinations here. So these are actually tweeter speakers for that Harman Kardon audio system, and right next to it is the air vent. Down below we have a little array of buttons for your gauge dimmer, turning on and off your traction control and your auto start stop, and also bringing up your parking camera at any time. We have a release for the tilt telescoping steering wheel. Also the release for your hood is right down there. We have some pretty nice looking rubber pedals and the carpeted Soul floor mats with your fuel door release right down here at your feet. Now on the EX trim, we have fully powered driver's seat with two-way lumbar even, and our passenger seat on the other side is manually adjusted. But quite nice seats. Just like out back, we have the combination of the Syntex leatherette and also cloth and quite a bit of stitching, even with the little Soul logo kind of hidden in the leather. That's pretty cool. I didn't notice that until just now. What do you say we hop in and check out all the tech? So now that we're seated inside the Soul, we could see kind of the theme of the interior, in that everything has this kind of circular design, from the buttons on the steering wheel to the surround of the screen, and even your climate controls are circular. So definitely a circular themed interior with no kind of hard edges or anything like that. So pretty cool interior. Now here goes the key for the Soul. So we have the kind of a typical Kia key with the Kia logo at the bottom, remote start on the face of the key. Then we have the rest of the buttons on the sides. We have a lock, unlock, panic alarm, and then your ability to slide out a physical key on the bottom there. So pretty cool looking key there. And our push button start is right next to our gear shifter. And that will fire everything to life. And now you can see our kind of digital gauge cluster, which looks very cool. We'll get into that in just a minute. But first off, let's look at our steering wheel, which again, all of our controls are kind of surrounded in these circles. Pretty cool. And we have all of our adaptive cruise control right over here with your lane keeping assist. You can turn that on and off right there. And then we also have some adjustments for our digital gauge cluster. And then over here we have mostly media controls, so your voice commands, audio volume, change between different stations, and your modes, so AM, FM, XM audio. We also have a Bluetooth phone button and a kind of programmable button with that star right there. Behind the steering wheel, we have the typical two-stalk setup with our headlights, automatic high beams, and your turn signals. And to the other side, we have our front and rear wipers. And that brings me up to this very cool looking digital gauge cluster. And it's almost got this kind of 3D appearance for the speedometer, or the surrounding kind of wings for our speedometer and tachometer. So very cool. And we can see our fuel gauge down below and coolant temperature to the other side. Now, what's customizable in this digital display is right in the center here. So we can adjust what we see with these two buttons here using the kind of pages back and forth and up and down with the different informational displays. Now what we're staring at right now is kind of a driver's informational display. You can see the lane keeping assist guidance is right there, and other things will pop up as they become available. And now you can scroll over to see our kind of trip settings. You have 3 of them, so that's pretty nice. We could then move over to our navigation. When we have a navigation waypoint set, you will see kind of directions pop up right there. And if we press over one more, we can see our tire pressure, and that brings us back right to right back to our driver's assistance screen. Now, what'll stay constant on the top of this screen is what gear you're in, how much distance till empty you have for your gas. Then we also have some traffic sign recognition down below, and then we have our exterior temperature. So very, very nice looking, futuristic looking, kind of almost 3D display right there in front of the driver. Up top, we do have a hard-to-the-touch dashboard that goes all the way across. We do a center channel speaker right there, a couple of air vents right on top of our touchscreen, and this is kind of like a home screen that you can use. Pretty cool. We kind of have a navigation screen that's kind of faded into this, I don't know, starry kind of setting almost. We have our date and time right over here, and also what's playing on our radio. So pretty cool looking home screen, and you could swipe this right over to see all of your different apps and kind of start up the screen there. Now up here we get signed into different profiles. That's pretty neat. We also have a home button which will take you back there, and then also kind of some different settings to turn the whole screen off and all that kind of stuff, like edit your home screen, all that good stuff. So we have, let's see here, we have our time and temperature again up there, or I should say time and date right up there. And then we also have all of our different apps, 2 pages of them to be exact. Now we actually have built-in navigation in this car, which is pretty cool. So nice looking map. We can also get rid of this kind of split screen display and display whatever you want kind of bigger. And then we can also kind of input a destination here with the route. If we go back to our home right here, this is kind of all of your different settings for the navigation, and we can click the home button to get to that there. It's the navigation menu over the map. We have a phone screen, also phone projection, which has to do with the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, although I'm almost certain that it is a wired setup, so it's not wireless. You have to plug your phone into the wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, which I find to be a little bit more reliable than wireless. That's good. We have voice memos. Also, you can pull up your climate screen here within the touchscreen. Now you can also set this to a valet mode, quiet mode if you have some sleepy passengers in the back. And then this one right here is pretty neat. It took me a little while to kind of figure out what this was, but basically with this 10-speaker Harman Kardon audio system, you actually have illuminated speakers, and you can kind of set the theme of colors for those speakers. Very, very cool. I wish it was darker out so we could see that, but we have the different colors here, and we can also pick a theme, which, hey yo, is my personal favorite theme there, so pretty cool. Going back, we have your HD radio and then your normal radio set up here, so we could see your Sirius XM. We can also get rid of that map again. Your presets will pop up over here. All your different sources are an easy one tap away, and then what's playing is right in the center. We also have our settings, so once you get the car home, you can kind of go through that and customize the car the way you like. And then over here we have a couple of other things, so media, so music from your phone, the Kia Connect notifications, and a digital owner's manual, so that's pretty cool. But very, very nice looking screen, and very, very easy to get used to. It took me a matter of 30 seconds to know where everything was in this screen, and just very easy and appealing to the eyes. Now right below we have a couple of shortcut buttons with some knobs, which do work the best. No sliders, no everything through the touchscreen. Everything is physical controls, just the way I like it, and I think 90% of other people like it. So other manufacturers, take note here. Knobs, physical buttons, and dials are the way to go. We do have shortcuts over here for your navigation, radio, and setup, so that's pretty cool too. So you have the knobs for your audio volume and tuning, and also your hazards right below. Very simple dual zone automatic climate control for the Kia Soul and the EX trim. So we have our 2 temperatures to either side. Within each dial, we have the automatic function and just turning the whole system off, as well as syncing the temperatures and your AC toggle on and off. Now, the temperature displays are pretty cool in there. Take a look, and we also have your kind of fan speed displays, our defrosters, recirculating air, and then where you want the air to blow. So that's pretty cool. Just below, let me get the shifter out of the way for you guys. We could see there's kind of 2 levels to this kind of phone area, where we have a wireless inductive charging right there, and all kinds of different power outlets. So you can see we have 12 volt, USB type A and USB type C, and a little pad right here to keep another phone if you didn't want it wireless charging. Now down here in our kind of shifter area, we have the start stop button like you saw before, our 2-stage heated seats for the driver and the passenger. And then if we drop our shifter down into reverse, we have a very nice looking reversing camera with guidance lines. We of course have the neutral drive and then a sport driving mode, which you can shift the vehicle manually. And when you put it into sport, our gauge cluster color changes. So as you notice, it was purple before, now it's kind of a violet or red color. Pretty cool. And we'll put this back into park, and you can also shift manually with the CVT transmissions this car has. Now we also have a couple of different driving modes. We have normal and sport, which is pretty cool. They give you that option. Down here, when was the last time you saw a manual parking brake? I love to see these things. None of my personal cars have these anymore. So take a look at that manual parking brake, and a couple of cup holders down here. We have a nice center console with some kind of umber colored stitching, and if we lift that up, nice bit of room in there with a pad at the bottom. Our passenger area has a pretty cool another air vent and speaker setup over there. And our glove box is actually pretty roomy, and it's all lined in soft plastic on the inside. Our headliner is this kind of light gray color, and we do have some pretty nice visors with some illumination, and also a mirror and card holder. Plus up top we have some tap illumination, some more illumination adjustments, and a place for your sunglasses. And one more thing we can't forget to mention is your rear view mirror, so we could see you know, a very flat rear end of this vehicle, so you have a very great view out the very back of the vehicle. And not too bad blind spots either. You know, there is a little bit of a larger area back here for the pillar, but that blind spot, the little blind spot window definitely helps out. But back to the mirror, it is a manual day and night mode mirror, and you also have your Kia Connect and emergency buttons up there too. And that pretty much does it for all the features on this very neat 2025 Kia Soul EX Soulmate Special Edition. Quite the mouthful there, but again, quite the cool vehicle. Make sure you join us for our test drive, in which the link should be popping up right about here, right about now in this video. And I thank each and every one of you for watching, and I hope we catch you next time in the next videos.